Hello guys, welcome back to another vlog here on the Native Harang channel. So in today's video we're going to talk mainly about the chickens and our plans moving forward with the chickens. So this batch of chickens that we have here, we have 100 chickens which we bought a few months ago when we first arrived in Thailand. So the idea of the chickens were, we build the chicken hut that we have. So the chicken hut that we built was very inexpensive, and we've shown the process in previous vlogs. So a lot of the materials that we used to build the chicken huts were, wood that we already had on the farm and half the roof that we already had anyway. We just had to buy the mesh. All in all, it was an inexpensive build. So we kept it low cost because we didn't know anything about keeping chickens or, whether or not we could keep them at all. So neither of us have kept chickens before, so like we say, it's trial and error for us. We've not done any sort of farming before. We just come with a basic amount of knowledge on chickens, and we just built a chicken coop, making sure we can house 100 chickens, and then we just go from there really. We've got big plans for the chickens. We wanted to know if it was a viable source of income for us, whether we can keep them happy and healthy. But after a few months of looking after them, these chickens here, the batch that we've got, they've been doing fantastic. As you can see, they're healthy, happy, they're clucking away. We've done a good job with them, and the production of eggs we're very happy with. We were expecting about 70% egg production from our hens, but I can say we've done a lot better. I think we've been averaging about 80% and sometimes 90%, because some days we get a full 3 trays of eggs, which means 90% of our chickens are laying. So that percentage is very high and very surprising for us, because really we don't do anything special. We come out here in the morning, we let them out, we change the water, we give them a bit of feed. We do that 3 times a day, so we do that in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening just before we shut them in the pen. The reason we shut them in the pen at night is, to keep away from predators. But the plan going forward, we want to build a bigger hut. So I've already agreed to another 150 chickens. So that will make our total to 250. Which should give us 6 to 7 crates a day, which is over 1,000 baht a day in revenue. Obviously we're still paying for feed. At the moment, currently, we're feeding two bags of chicken feed a week, but more chickens will mean more feed, so it'll be an expensive cost. The feed is the most expensive part for us, but looking forward, we plan on reducing that cost. So what we want is a bag of feed. We're going to introduce a bag of rice husk, and also we're going to grow vegetables to equally put in. So it should reduce our cost down to 1/3. But yeah, that is the plan going forward. The plan is to have about 500 chickens. So let's come over here and I'll talk you through, the plans of building the new hut. So this side of the farm is where we consider putting the new chicken hut or chicken coop. I say coop, but it's going to be more of an industrial size, a brick and mortar building. So we want maybe 3 or 4 bricks high, and then equally as high surrounded by chicken mesh, or a metal wired mesh, mainly to let the sunlight in and let the breeze flow through for the chickens, because it is hot out here. We are looking at also dividing into several rooms. We're thinking maybe 4 or 5 different rooms, and keeping 100 chickens in each room. So the plan is to have about 500, if not more. We want to keep expanding these chickens. We may even use one of the rooms to breed, or to start experimenting with incubating, breeding, and also we may even look at bringing in some house chickens to breed them and sell them on for meat. So yeah, we're thinking of going really big, because we're thinking it's either go big or go home. 100 chickens at the moment, like we say, it was mainly for experimental purposes, to see if we can keep them nice and healthy, see if we can get the chickens to lay good amount of eggs, which we have done. The old coop was makeshift, and we did it at a very low cost, but we're thinking of putting a bit more cash into this project and making it a big commercial building, and maybe the biggest chicken farm in Snam Chai Khet, because there's not many around here. The feed is the main issue for local farmers. The feed costs a lot of money. You're talking 500 baht per sack, and at the moment for 100 chickens we're feeding two of those a week, so you're talking 1,000 baht a week just on the feed. So we're barely even breaking even, but we don't mind at the moment because it pays for the fish food. So essentially we're cultivating and breeding fish for free, paid for by the chickens. But now we've got to step it up a little, go commercial, make a bit more cash, more of an income, and then we're going to start planting vegetables, supplement the feed, like I say, along with the rice husk, to drop the cost down by 1/3. That is the aim. If we can do it naturally or organic, and we don't have to buy feed, that would be excellent, because I know you can buy machines to make pellets. If we can grow enough vegetables and find enough shells to put into the machine, good enough to supplement these chickens, then we will. But for the time being, we're happy just to buy a few sacks, and then we're going to supplement everything. But yeah, the build itself, it's going to be a costly build for us, but we said just do it now while we have the money. Otherwise we don't know, in 6 months or a year down the line we might have spunked all our money. So we need to start making income. It's nice that YouTube pays, but it doesn't pay really. It's pennies compared to what we consider the farm would generate us. So we have to make the farm work. The farm is our main priority. I know a lot of YouTubers come out here and they rely on the YouTube money or whatnot, but to us, we got land, we have to make it work. We have big plans for the fish also. So the fish, we're going to dig another pond. So where the chicken hut is now, we're going to dig a secondary pond for catfish. So when we empty all the trenches and the pond at the back there, we're going to look into bringing the macro man in. So we're going to dig a secondary pond, get rid of the chicken coop, and fill our trenches in, and just get rid of the trenches altogether. As we know, we've not had the greatest of luck with the trenches. We've had enough. It's a lot of work for not much reward. It's a good experiment, like we say. We didn't know what we were doing. Just had an idea, came to implement it. It didn't quite work out, but that's how it goes sometimes. We just have to rock with it. But yeah, so we're going to dig another pond. It's not going to be as deep as the main pond, because the main pond is as deep as an excavator arm can go. This one we're looking about 2 meters, maybe 2.5 meters, because catfish don't really need the depth. So we'll be fine with that, and then we use the dirt to fill in the trenches, and then we'll have all this land for planting vegetables. We're also thinking of planting, you know, more exotic fruits, harder to find plants, and anything that I find interesting I'll try and plant on the farm. It just gives us the story to tell when people come and visit us on the farm. We can say, oh, this plant we got from here, it has these capabilities, like for example the miracle plant and the miracle berries. Interesting things like that we'd like to implement on the farm. But yeah, that's our plans. You know, the immediate goal is to bring more chickens in and to get this chicken hut built. So the fish have been doing really well. We've been really happy with the fish growth recently. This pond has come leaps and bounds. The fish have, you know, tripled in size, quadrupled in size since we put them in. Only a couple more months, I think we'll be able to empty this pond. It's one of my favourite parts of the day, this. Just come in here, just throwing a bit of food for the fish and just listen to them splash. I love a bit of feed. So if you've been watching our videos for a while, you know that ultimately our end goal is to be as self-sustained as possible and living off the farm as much as we can. So, you know, growing our own veg, eating our own veg, fish, chickens, eggs, anything that we can from the farm. That means we buy less from the supermarkets. That's our aim. I think that's the way to go nowadays, and that's the way to live. You know, fruit and veg and things like that. You know, we've already got fruit trees already growing, banana trees. So yeah, but we know that's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna come overnight. Rome wasn't built in one day. So we know, you know, we have to do several little projects until we reach that point. But don't get me wrong, I have 100% faith in a year or two's time this farm will become, you know, a thing of beauty kind of thing. It'll become the way I imagined it. If we say it enough and if we can imagine it enough, it's gonna happen. If we just implement these little goals, eventually it's gonna happen. I'm more than willing to make it happen, more than willing to make it work. You know, you just don't get this anywhere else, I don't think. You know, we've never had this, and we're very privileged, and it'd be a waste of time for us to come in and not make it into a nice beautiful farm that we can live off.
Oh, is it a strong one? Wow, look at that one. Big green bean.
Banning. Oh, look at the size of this. That is dinner. So this is the black tilapia that we caught the other day. Wow. Oh, Banyak. Right, we're just gonna end the video there. We thought we'd make a quick video just to update you on the farm and how we're doing, our future plans, our projects, up and coming projects. Just to update you guys. You know, we've got a busy few months coming up with these projects. Now's the time. It's go big or go home now. But if you would like to support the channel or support the up and coming projects in any way, we'll leave some links in the description. Feel free to take a look at, but don't feel obliged. You know, it would mean more to us if you just click the subscribe button. That's completely free and it would help us out, you know, immensely, and we'll forever be in your debt. But yeah, follow along with our journey. The next few months, you know, we're going to have the chicken build, we're going to get the macro man in to dig a secondary pond, we're going to fill out the trenches, hopefully maybe sell some fish as well. Hopefully in a couple of months the pond will be ready to empty to sell the fish. But we hope you enjoy the video. Leave the nice comments, you know, keep them coming. It inspires us, spurs us on, and we hope to inspire, you know, the younger generation, the younger farmers out there. I feel like this way of living is dying out a little bit. We'd like to bring it back. If you have a small garden, build a little chicken coop. Even if you keep 5 chickens and collect your own eggs and grow, you know, a few vegetables yourself, it's a more satisfying way of living, in my opinion. And you know, if we can inspire a few young farmers to do so, then that's great. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video. We'll see you on the next one.